In the south of Tunisia, among the olive groves, a life is about to begin in a makeshift shelter, in the heart of a migrant camp. Ibrahim's in charge of the delivery. He is a 25-year-old medical student from Sierra Leone. This is Aisha, the little princess. She is in perfect health.
La princesse des études.
Bravo.
Bravo. Bravo.
The mother preferred to give birth on a mat placed on the bare ground, rather than in the hospital.
J'ai peur d'accoucher à l'hôpital. Parce qu'il y a les policiers, tu vois, non? Il y a un refoulement. Les policiers nous cherchent, tu vois, non? Comme des animaux.
We are a few kilometers from Sfax, in Tunisia's largest migrant camp. Driven out by authorities across the country, 20,000 people from sub-Saharan Africa found refuge here, away from the cities. For 2 years, Tunisian President Kais Saied has led a racist policy based on the Great Replacement conspiracy theory.
لن نسمح بأن يتم تغيير التركيبة الديموغرافية وأعي جيدا ما أقول.
This didn't stop the European Commission from signing an agreement with Tunisia to control the maritime border and prevent migrant boats from reaching Europe.
And we agreed that we will cooperate on border management, anti-smuggling, return and addressing root causes in full respect of the international law. For this, we will make available more than 100 million euros of EU funding.
Since then, Tunisian authorities' violence against migrants has skyrocketed. The police attack those at sea and even sink their boats. Several NGOs have accused Tunisia of abandoning arrested migrants in the middle of the desert. Since the agreements with the European Union, arrivals from Tunisia have fallen by 80%. But at what cost? We decided to conduct an investigation. As it is impossible to investigate as journalists, we posed as tourists. In the camp, humanitarian aid is simply forbidden. Diseases such as typhus and cholera wreak havoc. Our first contact was Ibrahim, the medical student. Alongside a few others, he's managed to build 2 hospitals, thanks to an online fundraiser from a Sudanese refugee now living in Italy.
Rest. Wait! They wait for begging. I think he was full of pursuit by the police, so he definitely fell and got his injury. And it's past 2 weeks now. Yeah, 2, 3, après.
Ibrahim keeps images of the most serious cases on his phone.
It's a lady, the police. That's when they come, they want to break the place. They use bullets on her. I'm the one that just removed it the other day because I made the bullet inside her skin. I removed the bullet.
Violence to make life untenable for migrants in Tunisia. Crossing the Mediterranean was our investigation's starting point. Like everyone here, Ibrahim thinks of one thing: escaping. And there's only one option: the sea. They call this a speedboat, It's a patched-up dinghy supplied by Tunisian smugglers.
This one can cross us to Mediterranean Sea. This one can cross. I'm really in love with these boats. There is no 100% safety as long as you're on top of a boat as a migrant crossing this Mediterranean Sea. There is nothing else beyond safety. Everything is risks. I prefer this one than the metal boats up to 80%, you know, because metal boats cannot be able to manage when there is unbalanced situation occur.
These are the metal boats Ibrahim mentioned. Metal plates welded together, patched up with glue. Floating coffins. It's the cheapest and most common option. 500 euros per crossing, compared to the 1,000 euros for a dinghy. It's also the most dangerous option. The shipwrecks are countless. A well-informed source on this issue lives in France, along the Mediterranean coast. She asked us not to reveal her location. Under the alias Marino Dubois, she is in contact with thousands of migrants on social media. She serves as a lookout for migrants. They can contact her without any problem.
Le migrant qui m'a appelé avait autour de lui déjà 5 morts quand il m'a appelé. Et au moment où il me parle, il me dit il y a encore une personne qui vient de décéder. Donc ça faisait 6. Tu angoisses, quoi. Tu raccroches, tu rappelles les gardes-côtes, tu fais que ça, les appeler.
She saves the videos they send to document the violence. Like in this one, where an officer hits distressed migrants. In dozens of notebooks, Marino Dubois records every missing boat and every death at sea she is aware of. Over the past year, she has recorded over 1,000 deaths, a death toll far higher than the official figures. The activist accuses the Tunisian Coast Guard of deliberately causing shipwrecks.
Il y a les gardes-côtes, ce qu'ils font, c'est que quand ils voient des bateaux de migrants, ils font le tour, un tour autour d'eux, 2 tours. Un peu d'eau dans le bateau en ferraille, c'est fini. Une vague, le bateau, il coule. Et des fois, ils montent avec leur bateau, ils montent sur les bateaux en fer, oui, bien sûr. Il y a eu beaucoup de naufrages provoqués par les gardes-côtes.
La garde nationale tunisienne, ils ont fait un naufrage.
Since signing the agreement with Europe, Tunisian authorities and the National Guard have been using even more violent methods.
Quand ils prennent les migrants en mer, eh bien, avant, ils les relâchaient, ce qui n'est plus le cas. Maintenant, depuis 1 an et demi, ils les arrêtent, ils les envoient dans le désert de l'Algérie, ou alors en Libye. Ils sont fouillés, on les déshabille, même chez les femmes. Ils vont dans leur partie intime, chercher les téléphones, parce qu'ils ne veulent pas de preuves, justement.
To try and find this evidence, we returned to Sfax. When we got to the main station, we witnessed a very violent scene. A migrant roundup by undercover officers. We managed to secretly film some footage. A woman screams and is pulled to the floor with her baby. Around 10 people were arrested. Where were they being taken? To find out, we went to the port, where they take migrants intercepted at sea. Offshore, the Coast Guard was on patrol. We could see the ships supplied by Italy. We managed to enter a restricted area where large buses were parked. After waiting for several hours, we saw some black-skinned men with their hands tied behind their backs. The police escorted them onto buses, where they were made to sit on the floor. This was repeated several times throughout the afternoon. Day and night, buses left the port and crossed the city at full speed, escorted by the National Guard police officers. The buses appeared empty. That's why the migrants were made to sit on the floor, so no one could see them. We tried to follow the buses, but in vain. Thanks to NGO reports, we could identify some of these convoys' destinations. Almost all were located in military areas on the Libyan and Algerian borders. We went to the most accessible area, near Tozeur, on the border with Algeria. In an oasis, we met a worker who saw the buses arriving here with migrants on board. He agreed to speak wearing a mask for fear of the authorities. Here, giving a simple bottle of water to a migrant can send you to prison.
يجيك نورمال، يجيك واحد عنده 3 أيام ولا 4 أيام ما يشربش لا ماء، ما ياكلش ماكله، نورمال عادي، حاجه عاديه باش تساعده حتى. كل حاجه مسطوله، الحاكم كان لي مانع مش تساعدهم ولا حاجه، ما احنا نساعدوا فيهم امور انسانيه، فما حتى حاجه اخرى علاش. وفما اللي يجي هنا يقول مثلا عندي اصحابي 3 و4 ماتوا في الصحراء، يمشوا على رجليهم يوقف عليهم الماء، يوقف عليهم الماء والاكل يموتوا، فما ياسر اللي ماتوا، فما عديد الجثث لموهم في الصحراء كلها. خاف اي واحد عبر سبيل هذيك في الاسلام تاعنا هيك.
We go back into the desert. After several days of searching, in the middle of nowhere and in the sweltering heat, we see 2 silhouettes. Exhausted and dehydrated migrants. Adams and Suleiman.
On était vraiment nombreux. Une fois arrivés dans le bus, on vous attache vraiment comme des animaux, comme des insensés au fait. Bras derrière, pied contre pied. Pied contre pied, comme ça. Pied contre pied, bras derrière. T'as envie d'uriner, tu urines sur toi. T'as envie de faire caca, tu fais caca sur toi. Tu vas nulle part, tête baissée, tu ne soulèves pas la tête, comme ça. Voilà. Ça te fait mal, tu cries, on te tape. Quand les mélodes commencent à serrer, tu cries, on vient, on te tabasse.
La police l'a battu dans le camion.
Vu que même ses épaules, tout là, ça lui fait mal. Voilà, ils ont passé les mulottes. Ça a laissé des traces. Il y avait 2 femmes enceintes, un bébé de 2 ans, si je ne me trompe pas. Voilà. Mais le jour où on nous a laissé à Tébessa, le même jour, on a repris la marche. Les autres, bon, je ne sais pas actuellement où ils sont actuellement. Ça fait 3 jours que je marche maintenant. On n'a pas de provisions, on n'a pas d'eau. Si tu n'as pas assez de provisions d'eau, tu risques de perdre ta vie sur le désert. Depuis le début de l'année, c'est que la routine. On t'arrête en mer, on t'envoie en désert. On t'arrête en mer, on t'envoie en désert.
The 2 boys set off again. Further on, they come across other unfortunate companions, abandoned in the desert, like them. Here, again, Tunisian workers came to their aid and direct them to the Sfax camp. The camp is 400 kilometers away, 3 weeks to reach on foot. 2 days later, Marino Dubois, the French activist, relayed to us a distress call she received from the same area.
We are with pregnant women here, including baby. Please, come and help us, please.
The line suddenly cut off. She didn't hear from them again. According to the World Organization Against Torture, over 17,000 migrants were deported to the desert in 2024. We returned to the Sfax camp. Our story didn't surprise Ibrahim, the medical student. A few days earlier, he took in this little boy with a terrifying story.
Oh, you met me. You talk Creole, eh? You talk Creole. How you do? Come. Yeah, he will explain. Yeah. He will explain. Like what your uncle talk so. Talk no more. What happened? You will remember, you will explain what happened. Mama, una be de camp?
Una be de camp. Ubi de pawaka. He say he don't tire. He have me to somebody owe me.
Okay.
Nade I don't see that he came there. The day PM, I don't see that he came. The woman that always there be 10 PM, but the woman that came, me and my mama left with one boy. One don't see the outside Moscow can't take queen. And then the Arab man where they drive the Moscow, I didn't come to me. I did the Arab man go PM back for go send me ma. I did the Arab man can I did start the Moscow, I do go. Oh go in the left PM and pass why for saying mama don't die.
It's impossible to know how many migrants die in Tunisia. But one thing is certain. Police brutality knows no bounds. Ibrahim collected testimonies from women who say that the police raped them before abandoning them in the desert. This is what happened to this 22-year-old Sierra Leonean woman.
It's so heavy on me. Like, I barely sleep, I barely eat. Like, when I think about what happened to me and I think about my friend that got missing, it's so hard for me. On top of the water, we don't know where they take us to. Because they will, like, uncuff you, put in a fan, and just ride off. When we get to a certain point, they separate us to again. So my friend with us, she was with a group, and I too, I was into another group. I remember I was shouting, asking for help. Like, when I was fighting, they hold me. Like, I was old, like, I couldn't remember, but no, one thing that I know, it was just not a one person. No, not a one person. Then after, they just left me there because I was bleeding, I was screaming. I shouted, I couldn't even, my voice cannot even come out again.
I have come across of cases like this more than more than 12 to 15 of them now, these young ladies, you understand, age from 16 upwards.
NGOs and members of parliament have documented these crimes and alerted the European Commission, which hasn't questioned so far the cooperation agreement with Tunisia. Why not? We met the European Commissioner for the Mediterranean to find out.
It is true that we have results after we signed this. Less than 50% of migrants are coming to Europe and to Italy after we signed it.
If you allow me, I want to show you something that we filmed together, actually. We were undercover in Tunisia. So we went to the desert and we spoke with those people.
These images, this is disaster. We strongly oppose this. And this is exactly what we are trying to do, to help them to control their border, but in a normal way. There are two issues. One is that some of them die in deserts and some of them are drowned in the sea. This is something which I'm aware of because the NGOs also report to us. But as I said, if we are not there, who will be there? If European Union is not there, then there is China, there is Russia.
So this is the price to pay for you?
It will be even worse without us. So without us, it will be even worse. And this is the reason why we want to put the house in order.
This kind of violation, I mean, people dumped in the desert.
I understand.
So
I understand.
Why don't you say, Mr. Syed, you should change this violation, otherwise we won't give you any money, not even, you know.
Okay, give me some time. It will be settled.
But migrants don't have this time. Suleiman and Adams in the cab, who we filmed in the desert, were arrested again. Adams sent us a video, and what he says is horrific. He claims to have been sold by the Tunisian police to a militia in Libya, who extorted money from his family to release him.
La garde nationale tunisienne nous a arrêtés, nous ont mis dans un bus, nous ont donné aux Libyens. J'ai attribué. J'étais dans une prison vraiment pas faite pour un être humain. Ma famille a dû payer une rançon pour que je sois libre. Et là, je suis arrivé, je suis vraiment perdu. C'est vraiment perdu. J'ai peur de me faire capturer, envoyer encore en prison. J'ai vraiment peur. Je me cache pour faire cette vidéo. Voilà, Julien.
Meanwhile, in Sfax, Tunisian authorities have begun a mass destruction of the camps. Ibrahim shows us the demolition of one of the hospitals he had built. He is completely disheartened.
Everything like we have been doing, it's like it doesn't make no sense to them or no sense to nobody. All the hard work that we have been trying to do, it doesn't make no sense to them. No sense.
Men, women, and children abandoned in the middle of the desert. Human beings sold to traffickers. Rapes. Boats attacked in the middle of the sea. How long will Europe keep turning a blind eye to what is happening in Tunisia?